I claim no stake in any political party. I'm neither Democrat nor Republican, Libertarian, none of these silly political titles, socials titles. I have no stake in any of that. Okay. One thing that I can relate to is the fact that you have someone in that's trying to run for president, right? And I can totally relate to this guy in terms of the targeting and the persecution. Donald Trump is definitely someone that is being targeted. All right. I could totally relate to his experiences and what he's going through. These fake ass charges that they come up with that they try to put on you because you're trying to expose the evils of this world, because you're trying to expose the shadow government and the establishment that is set on destroying this country. The United States is the last country that stands for anything that is of freedom. And they're trying to tear this shit down to the core. Now, granted, at the end of the day, in hindsight, I know for a fact that all these people are devils, Democrats and Republicans alike. Okay. I like to liken it to a coin or like a quarter, maybe heads or tails, right? You pick and choose. Which is it, heads or tails? But if you really take a look at the situation, it's one coin. It's the same coin. Okay. You have one side playing good, the other side playing bad. But at the end of the day, they're all about the same agenda. Okay, there's no difference between the two. You have one side that will fuck you without Vaseline, and you have the other side that will fuck you with Vaseline. But at the end of the day, it's the same agenda of enslavement and control. And there's so many people that don't have the slightest clue as to what's coming. They don't have the slightest clue. You have these people that just work their 9 to 5s, attend the children's sporting events. They go out to concerts and they're just so plugged into the matrix. You know, they're watching their little soap operas, reality TV shows, instead of paying attention to the reality that is set before them, to realize that if you don't do anything about this shit now, what kind of legacy are you going to leave behind for your children? I mean, it's just so clear as day as to what's really happening. But yet there's no one doing anything about it. No one. And all the warriors that are out there, they're being taken out covertly, secretly, all these unsung heroes. I being one of them, being taken out, trying to fight for you, trying to fight for your freedom. And it's like everywhere you look around, there's no care in the world. As long as these people have their homes, as long as they can eat their junk food and have their vehicles, their luxury vehicles, and not have their cages rattled, they're totally fine with it. They don't care about the suffering of other people. So I don't know. I just wanted to make this quick video pertaining to that stuff. It's so sad to see the state of the world and the state that it's in, and just how people are just so nonchalant and no one's paying any attention to anything. It's very disheartening. And you know, you can see the stress in that man's face. And Donald Trump, again, I have no stake in any political party. I want to be very clear. I will continually repeat this. I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I have never voted a day in my life. I have always been able to see through this bullshit ass illusion in this matrix. Okay? But if you see what's going on with this guy in the media and how he's being persecuted and having all these charges brought against him in what appears to be someone who's trying to expose whatever this darkness is that has come over this country that is trying to destroy it, I can totally relate to that, you know? And I'm not saying like vote for anybody, but all I'm saying is I can relate to the struggle. You know, what he's going through is persecution. It's no different than us targeted individuals and what we're dealing with the FISA 702 and the intelligence agencies. I mean, there's a plethora of entities out there that are engaged in this activity. And when you look at it as a whole, they go after the true light. They go after those that expose the workings of evil behind the scenes. the workings of evil in the darkness. Anybody that goes against the grain of government. And as you know, the word government, when you break down that word, the etymology of the word government is mind control. So that's essentially what all this shit is about. They want to control you. All those that are in government are trying to fucking control your minds and to enslave you. And then you have those that can see. You have those whose brains do not work the same way as other people. You have those whose brains, they don't think the same way as other people. So whenever you stand out in this matrix in that manner, you're going to be targeted. You are considered a virus. You're considered an anomaly. Okay? A lot of people don't get or understand that. But hey, it is what it is. I'm surviving as best as I can. I'm trying to hang in there as best as I can. All I know at this point to do is just to continue to stand in my power and to continue to endure and to continue to fight until the end in hopes that there are other people out there that are like-minded that would do the same. All right. That's all I got. Till the next one. Smart people have questions. Smart people, intelligent people don't just go along to get along. And it's something that has been on my mind for the longest time. And I question, and I know it says in the Bible not to question God. His ways are not our ways, and his understanding is not our understanding. But by golly, I am a conscious being who possesses the ability to think outside of the box, you know, who has a sense of intelligence about himself to really take a look at certain situations and to analyze and to be able to make my decisions based off my analysis. Just being a being that's just intelligent and conscious, basically. And one thing I wanted to mention is, why would God place good and bad people together on a plane together? I've always wondered about that. If there are people that are good, right? And then you have people on the other hand that are bad, why would you want to mix the two? And something else that I've been thinking about for the longest time is that there's an energy that is created when you put together negative and positive. It's like some sort of energy that is created. You know, some people refer to it as loosh. So you have the good battling with the bad, and it generates this energy that the God or these gods feed off of. So that's the only reason why I would think that a quote unquote God would place good and bad people together, is to generate this energy of loosh that these gods feed off of, or that they use to run this place. So that's the only reason why I can think of why they would put good and bad people together. Because if you're already good, there would be no need to sort out the good from the bad if you're already a good person. I mean, the Bible talks about the wheat and the tares, you know, how in the last days, you know, the wheat and the tares are going to mingle, they're going to grow together, and then there's going to be the reaper that comes in and the harvest, you know, and get rid of all the bad, and there's just going to be good that's left. But from what I've seen, and this has been a continual thing, this shit's been going on long before we were even born. It's just this continuous cycle of placing good and bad together to generate this energy that these gods, these, whether you want to call them fallen angels or Satan or whatever it is, this thing is feeding off of the energy that is produced from the warring between good and bad. I just wanted to put that out there. Like, I've not heard of a video or someone even speak on something like this before, but just wanted to put that out there to see what your thoughts are. So I'm just adding to the other video that I talked about pertaining to politics and Donald Trump and just what's going on in the media. I pay close attention to a lot of this stuff. Like I said, I don't buy into anything, but I do have eyes to see. And it's very interesting to see how this thing is playing out. And I don't know, just leave comments. Let me know your thoughts. Later.